to the popcorn and beer. We got the Jurassic Park World Diamond. Yeah, welcome back to Popcorn and Beers once again. We're bringing you all the hits and the oldies and the old hits and the crappy news, whatever. We use the stuff that gets you drunk, or in my case, pH balanced water. Welcome back.
We never got that deep into the theme song.
Yeah, it's pretty hard. We got real deep into it. I wonder if he audience, I'm sorry, we're having like massive connectivity issues. So we're not sure if Fry just let the theme song run or if it's going to cut out in post and we just didn't know because that's how bad the connection is. We'll see. We'll see if Fry has anything to contribute. I think he does. But let's get started with our butter on top. Jordan, you watched a little bit of Dinosaur and the ScarJo.
Oh, I did. And it was cool. It was fun. I liked it for a, 6th, 7th entry in a franchise?
Who knows anymore?
Yeah, we've all lost count at this point. But what do you do to revive a franchise that you think maybe people are losing interest in? Mm-hmm. Maybe? Are people losing interest in Jurassic?
I think the spectacle of it might be overdone, but I don't think anyone's going to get tired of dinosaurs. It's just a matter of how many seats you're filling. True. Make a show. Can we make a show? That'd be cool.
Add ScarJo.
ScarJo in the show. ScarJo in the show.
Oh, man. These movies, there is somewhat of a formula that they follow now every single time. There's always some mercenaries or military guys. And then they just throw in a family. Yeah. Just like a random family has to be involved.
Stop inviting children to the dinosaur land.
Exactly. 3 or 4 soldiers die every time, but the entire family always lives.
Yep.
Somehow.
Yep.
Oh, man. They do like dumb Hollywood crap, of course. You know, the little girl gets a pet dinosaur so they can merchandise the hell out of it and, you know, sell some little baby Triceratops dolls. You know, that sort of ridiculous thing. So there's a cool premise here. There's 3. This island houses the worst of the worst, the bad dinosaurs that they genetically modified, and they're so ugly and they're so mean that they have to be kept on this island.
So they're all mutants? I was just about to ask, like, did they make up new dinosaurs this time around? So I guess they did.
Yeah. They're not every dinosaur in this is a mutant dinosaur, but most of them are. They have to collect DNA from these 3 colossal dinosaurs of different natures. A water one, a land one, and an air one. So they went Avatar on us with this. Yeah. It's cool though. It is cool. There's kind of heartfelt moments. They throw in a stupid character for comedic relief. It's fine. The dinosaurs were cool. They were cool looking, except for the big bad one at the end. The main bad dinosaur guy. I'm not going to say what I think he looks like to you guys. Leave that up to your own interpretation. But he has a peculiar looking head. I'll say that.
Oh.
Yeah. And he has like 4 arms.
A little bit of hentai action, maybe.
Something going on there. Yeah, it looks odd. But I give Jurassic World... I guess I'll slip it into a popcorn in 2.
Wow.
I'll a big toe in popcorn in 2 land.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, popcorn in 2 land. Maybe we'll hear Fry talk about it when he someday comes back to us. Fry, you got anything for us?
Sorry again about all of these technical difficulties we're having. We are still getting the office set up here in Germany, but we want to bring you all of the best reviews here on popcorn and beers. So let's start with our butter on top. Jurassic World Rebirth, starring Mahershala Ali, Scarlett Johansson. I don't know if this was the kick in the ass that this franchise needed in what is probably the wettest film since Waterworld. You'll know what I mean when you watch it. The dinosaur CGI is fantastic. There's some cool, vicious dinosaurs. There's a lot of terror. You're never going to get me to believe that one situation outplays the other situation, but some way the director decided to go down a path where folks that are not trained at all somehow are able to outdo people that are totally trained mercenaries, which is weird to me. There's a lot of bad dialogue in this film too, like lots of obvious stuff that doesn't make any sense. It is not the re-entry into the franchise I think that they wanted over at Universal when they want to get Jurassic World to last decades and decades, much like the Fast and the Furious franchise has done. This wasn't the film to do it, I don't think. I don't know that Mahershala Ali and Scarlett Johansson carried it quite the way they wanted them to. Ending was very meh. So for this film, for Jurassic World Rebirth, kids are going to love it. Dinosaurs are great. There's some weird stuff that goes on that kids are going to like. Again, we have a child hero, which is just okay, sure. But at the end of the day, Jurassic World Rebirth is going to be popcorn. Not the greatest film ever. Kids are going to love it. But we're going to give this popcorn due to the terrible dialogue, not a great storyline, and obvious situational, I don't know how to say this, just the obvious need to have more action in a franchise exists within this film, and they don't give us the action that we want from a Jurassic World franchise. They give us a little bit. Just enough. But there are some callbacks. There's some funny things that they do. We're going to get some things that make you go, oh, that was in Jurassic Park 1. That's what they're paying homage to. Outside of that, Jurassic World Rebirth, popcorn, see it. You're not going to be disappointed. It is a blockbuster, but at the end of the day, if you are somebody that loves cinema, this may not be the Jurassic Park that you are used to.
All right. Let's talk about that brilliant golden goose of a movie, our drunk classic, which I picked from 1966. I gotta hear what you gotta say, bud. Batman,
starring Adam West. Oh man, there's a weird epilogue at the beginning of this movie. Something about like they're trying to warn the did you have this or is this just the version I watched?
Yeah, no, with the people making out and stuff, yeah.
Weird.
Weird.
I could not care less what kind of plot they were trying to put together.
It didn't matter, yeah.
For this, Batman kept himself a man boy in undies. He sure did. It's weird. The Batmobile is tight. I like the way this old Batmobile looks.
Batmobile is cool. It's still a cool looking car.
Yeah, it is a cool car. What I did not like is the Batcopter. Because you cannot just add metal wings to a helicopter.
Metal wings and tinfoil.
Yeah, that is not how like aerodynamics and stuff works. That was terrible. The delivery of lines, like every line in this is ridiculous.
So over dramatic.
So silly. Yeah.
Oh, it was gold.
The timing of lines delivered is just like it's crazy.
Especially
crazy.
Adam West.
Yeah. The brainstorming session that they have with the general guy, and they're just like,
and they're all like this close to each other.
Yeah. This is a comedy movie, like,
straight up.
And the thing is like, did they know how ridiculous this was? Yeah. They did this on purpose.
Yeah, so like the whole idea of the show is like the kids ate it up. Yeah. You know, the kids like this is meant for children, like little kids, and they ate it up. The whole I watched it when I was a kid, and I didn't see the comedy. I saw it's Batman, you know. Yeah. But you know, you get older, and they make something for the adults to enjoy too, like these terrible double entendres these ridiculous schemes. Everything about the show is ridiculous. The stunts are stupid. Everything is stupid. So like they're trying to make the adults enjoy the show as well, and it works for
Yeah.
me at least.
The Riddler just looks like a greasy little pervert. Just the creepiest man alive.
Yeah.
Is the Riddler.
You guys got any more Coke?
The scene that I recognize, that most people might recognize from this, is the gif of Batman with a large bomb running down the pier. I love that. That was hilarious. That was my favorite part of this whole thing.
He runs into those nuns twice.
So the villains, this kind of all culminates in like the villains turning the leaders of the world, like the G7, into like powder. Like they turn them into fun dip, basically.
Yeah. And the Asian turns yellow, and the African turns brown.
Yeah, the Russian turns red.
Yeah.
Yeah, crazy stuff. They turn them into powder, and as they turn the first guy, I believe it's the Russian, into powder, the rest of them just keep talking about world leader business as it's happening. Every single one of them. Just...
And you notice that did you notice that they're all arguing loudly, not listening to each other, and they're all arguing for peace? Like, they're all agreeing with each other. That was funny.
Oh, man. So this was just a very haphazardly slapped together, like, they're just maybe just having fun. They're spitballing. They're freestyling off the top this whole movie.
Yeah.
And it's fun. It's ridiculous. But by no means is this like a watchable, like a serious movie to be watched. Like sit down and watch this multiple times.
I've watched it multiple times.
This is for children,
but it's funny. Yeah. Okay. So go ahead. What's the rating?
I think it holds up for children still today. I would think so.
Little kids. Yeah.
But I give this a popcorn as a movie. But it's funny. It's funny. Yeah.
It's a funny popcorn for sure.
Yeah.
And it's just full of stuff. You know what I had to rewind multiple times was the Jack in the Box trick where they launch that dummy out the window and he explodes on impact. Or they just like happen to land in that rubber factory or whatever, and it was just full of stupid things. But I laughed the hardest, I think, when dumbass Bruce Wayne finally realizes that Catwoman is Kitka, the girl that's been seducing him. And he has that 45-second, like, staring off in the distance, sad moment. Like, this is really prolonged. Watching Batman get his heart broke. The whole thing is so funny. It's from a time when it predates muscle pads. You know what I mean? Like, not only were they not working out for the role, it predates muscle pads. Little fun fact: did you know Robin had to wear 3 pairs of underwear because he was hanging dong?
Yeah.
And I don't know if you noticed Joker, who, by the way, Joker didn't really do anything in this movie. He was strangely the voice of reason for the bad guys. Joker. But also, guy. Joker had a little coke nail. I'm not sure if you'd caught that. You probably didn't. He had a little extendo. Penguin was ridiculous. Everything was, it's just so stupid. And I love how everything's labeled. Even the magnifying glass is labeled magnifying glass. The bat computer. Give me the bat shark repellent spray, and it's right next to the manta ray spray and the barracuda spray. Oh, so good. This is trash, but I think it's a monument of cinema, and it's just amazing how far we really have come with superhero movies and how the audience has changed and blah blah blah. It's still a popcorn though.
On to Josh's drunk classic. 1966 Batman starring Adam West. This movie's really bad. Like, it's just terrible. Overacting, really silly dialogue. It is funny. If you watch it and you turn it into a comedy, you're going to get what you want from this. But outside of that, it's a really bad movie. And again, we're going to cite the dialogue here. It's giving you situational dialogue, telling you exactly what is happening as if the audience is just a bunch of idiots, just a bunch of dummies watching this movie. That's how it speaks to you. Overall, I get why Josh chose it, but it's not something I'm going to encourage the audience to go watch unless you want to see the original Batman movie. Now, the show ran 3 seasons, and it introduced a lot of people that are not comic book readers to people like the Green Hornet. But it's not a good movie. It's a bad movie. It's ridiculous. It does something that some of the other films tried to do, which is combine a lot of the big bads into one film. It just doesn't work. It's all over the place. Shout out to Mickey from Rocky playing Penguin. But it's really dumb, and it's almost, unless you turn it into a comedy, unwatchable. This movie is a popcorn. I wasn't around in the 60s. I wasn't an adult in the 60s, so I don't know if it's a sign of the times. But overall, this movie is going to get a big popcorn from me. Funny if you're watching it for humor. I think it's comedic in spite of itself. Adam West is fantastic. That's really all I have to say. There's a scene here in this, though. Well, I guess not all I have to say. One more thing. There's a scene in this film where they go and talk about alcohol use or alcohol abuse, and it's so funny. Even they can redeem themselves. Anyway, that was just funny to have that dialogue while we're talking about a movie like this on a show called Popcorn and Beers, where we drink and review movies together.
R.I.P. Adam West, and probably everyone else in that movie. I think Robin's still alive. Okay, so you got back in the theater trying to catch up with Fry Guy, huh?
Oh yeah, this was a movie that had to be seen in theater. I felt this was F1. It was our popcorn or butter on top last week.
Fun.
I had to, and it had to be seen in IMAX.
It's all about the sound. It's all about the shots and all this.
Oh yeah, the sound is phenomenal. The cars, the everything about it, amazing. The scenes, the fireworks going off, just the Americana bandstand of this is, I mean, by no means is F1 an American sport. It is a international sport, as you see. So you get a lot, you travel the world with them. But it is very like Brad Pitt focused, obviously. So it's very, I'm the rogue American guy, rock and roll. I don't need no fancy computers and
just give me some diesel and a chili dog.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I don't need these fancy training machines. All I need is 2 tennis balls to throw at the wall. That's his training. That's what he does. Yeah. And apparently you can take 30 years off of F1 and just jump right back in and start winning races.
Yeah, that's how it works. Very much like Above the Rim, where the guy's like still an ace at basketball.
Yeah. Yeah. The technology is just like, bro, you were driving a tin can and these are legitimate rocket ships now.
Yeah, they're rocket ships.
Yeah. Oh, man. So Damson Idris plays his teammate. You may know him from Snowfall. And I like him in Snowfall. And I don't know if he's been in any big other... I think this was his jump. At least on a major platform, and I think he's ready for it. I think he's a great actor. I want to see him in more stuff going forward. A stupid element of this movie, which was it added drama, whatever, was the fact that so he had to retire from F1 as a young man because he got in a horrific accident that expelled him from his car onto the track. Somehow he lives from that. Somehow he lives, and it causes him problems when he tries to come back to F1. He gets minor bumps, like bumped and kind of spun off the road, and he's like having these episodes after where he can't see, his vision is blurry, whatever. All this stuff. But then at the same time, before he's pulled back into F1, and after he's done with F1. You know, I'm trying not to spoil anything here. He wants to drive in a race, every kind of motor race that there is, and he wants to win it, okay? So his final foray is to drive Baja cars, okay? Where you're just literally flying up in the air, crash landing, and like, if he's getting minor bumps in an F1 car and spinning out and it's causing him to almost die,
Yeah.
there's no way, buddy, you're driving a Baja car. It's not happening. So that's just like a weird continuity type thing that was just like, okay, this is obviously very Hollywood. It makes no sense. So I give F1, honestly, this was a fantastic movie. I really, really enjoyed it. It was long, but I did not care. I give F1 a popcorn and 3.
Whoa! Haven't heard of popcorn
I
3.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're long overdue for one of them.
Yeah.
Right on. Okay. You got any more popcorn and 3s loaded up, buddy?
No, I don't. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. No
Let's get
way.
Let's crank it back down. What else did you watch?
Bring us back to Earth with Copycat, starring Sigourney Weaver.
Sigourney Weaver.
Sigourney Weaver.
Oh.
Yeah. Sigourney Weaver. Okay, this was a 90s horror thriller, psychological mystery horror thriller, something like
I
that.
remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. She is a what would you call that? Like the Mindhunters guy, a profiler, criminal profiler of mass murderers, serial killers, if you will. It opens in a really intense scene. She's giving a speech about this, like not a speech, but like a presentation. There you go. To college students about serial killers.
Okay.
You know. And then she's kind of seeing this guy in the crowd that's creeping her out, and he keeps disappearing, and you're like, is he really there? And then it culminates in her going to the bathroom and being attacked by this crazy man. There's a horrible throat slash, makeup effects scene where it's literally like, you could tell the knife is completely dull, and it's literally just like a red pen line goes across the guy's throat. And he's just like, nah, and dies. Everybody except for Sigourney Weaver is a terrible actor in this movie. Like, god-awful. The one recognizable guy from this is the guy from Remember the Titans, Coach Yost.
Yeah, Yost.
Yeah, he's in this. So this attack results in her being agoraphobic. One of her coping skills for this is to list presidents in the order that they were elected. So, random times in the movie, she gets freaked out. She starts going, George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, blah, blah, blah. You know, and on and on and on.
Oh, so it's educational as well.
Sure. Why not? No. It's just incompetence all around the movie. The cops are incompetent. Everybody is just stupid, and it's ridiculous. You get to see more 90s internet, which is funny and cool. Like, there's no way they had the technology to do this. Like, borderline AI.
Such unnecessary graphics to computers.
Yeah. This was a popcorn movie. This was
Popcorn!
not good.
Okay.
It felt like a precursor, though, to like some good criminal profiler type movies and shows like Mindhunter and all that, you know?
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
Well, we saw Fry came and then he went, so let's keep it up. What else you got?
The last thing I watched this week was Squid Games Season 3, the final season of this Games with the Squid. It's a quick watch, 6 episodes, you're in and out. You get some good action, some cathartic-ish endings.
Okay.
It's pretty rushed. I feel like we could have used 8 episodes maybe to really close up some things. There's a really confusing kind of epilogue scene. Or is that epilogue is pre? What would post-log?
Prologue.
Prologue. No. Yeah?
I think epilogue.
Epilogue. Prologue. So then I used the wrong term earlier in the show. Whatever.
Big log.
Yeah. a log. At the end of the show, that flashes back to something from season 1 with like no refresher on it, and I was like, "Who is this? Who are they talking about right now?" I had to Google it, and apparently 100,000 other people had to as well because it came up very quickly. A lot of people on Reddit like, "Who is this? What's happening?" It's not the ending you particularly want, but it is a decent ending. You know, it's like, okay, fine. But they do tease you wanting more with a celebrity cameo at the end. It's not going to happen. They're done with this series, apparently. Sure. But who knows? We think that all the time, that this is done. Okay, we're ready for it to be over. Yeah. And they revive it because of money.
Money.
The games were okay. You know, they had some jump rope and some different versions of games. They murder you. Children's games that murder you. That is the appeal of the show. So, I give Squid Game Season 3 a popcorn and 1.
Popcorn and 1?
Pretty high popcorn and 1. It was fine.
Sure. It was worth watching.
Endings are hard to do.
Show.
Endings are very hard to do.
Endings are hard for a regular show. Squid Game is a weird show. So I get it. So as long as you weren't like totally disheartened by the whole thing, then I'd call that a W. You know what I mean? Well, Fry, are you going to interject here? You got anything for us? I think you got something.
Squid Game Season 3, it's on those same lines. They should have stopped at Squid Games 1. Squid Game Season 2, just okay. Squid Game Season 3, I think it was just worse. Stop giving me children are going to save the world. Stop. Like, enough already. Adults, you need to sack up and save the world. You need to do what Tom Cruise did in Mission Impossible, Final Reckoning, and save the world, adults. Because I've had enough of you placing like, oh, well, the next generation's going to save the world. Squid Game Season 3 does that clumsily, and it ends up not being good. It ends up being hard to watch even. And like I said, they should have stopped it at Squid Game Season 1. I understand they're milking this cow. They're going to ride this till the wheels fall off as they set up Squid Games North America. And they did that rather artfully, but outside of that, everything else in this franchise, in this television series, was not as good and could never catch up to Season 1. Popcorn and 2. Nope, sorry, Josh, cut that. Popcorn and 1.
We don't have a lot today. That's okay. We'll hit you next week. We're going to watch some more. Sorry, there's a lot of things going on. Not a lot of time to watch some things, but we'll see you next week with our butter on top, which is
Superman.
You're going to see Space Dogs. You're going to see Guy Gardner, the Green Lantern. You're going to see Mr. Terrific. Wonder Woman's script is being written, so that's cool. Very excited for the future of superhero movies, and I'm not a Superman fan. There is the occasional Superman story that I really enjoy, and I'm looking forward to this in general just for the sake of DC doing something. I'm a Marvel guy through and through, but DC has a lot of untapped talent, and it's time. Like, let them flex a little bit. Yeah. What's our drunk classic? Is it your pick?
Ooh, it's my pick. And the movie we'll be watching is a terrible movie. It's a bad movie. It stars Kevin Bacon.
Uh-oh. Stir of Echoes.
No, it is called Hollow
Sleepers.
Man.
Oh, Hollow Man. Hollow Man. Hollow Man?
Hollow Man.
I don't know if I know that one.
Yes, it was a early 2000s movie where Kevin Bacon becomes invisible. And
that one.
Nefarious.
Wow, dude, this is a bad movie.
This is a bad movie.
I can't wait. And I'm going to commit this week to watching as many Kevin Bacons as I can.
Mm-hmm.
Take the challenge if you like to as well, audience. Let us know what you saw. Who cares? Likey, subscribees. See you next week. You get the popcorn. We got the beer.